We've come up with a scheme which is to have the expansion on the western end of the airfield, taking up to 130 million passengers. It's a lot easier to build on the western end of the airfield. Obviously, you've got the M25, M4, M3, M40 and so on, as well as sticking to within the Davis Commission report and having the northwesterly runway, which is the 3,500 metre runway. So it's with all that hard work over the past couple of years.
Would you still have to divert any of the motorways in the way that the Heathrow?
No, we're sticking to exactly what was approved, what was issued by the government DFT and the Davis Commission report, that it'll be a 3,500 metre runway over the M25. But where we've actually made a big difference is having the expansion on the western end of the airfield. There's also about 20% less land take.
Right.
And with all those savings, and by working with the partners, with the airlines, having the input, what would you like? They're the expert. They're the ones that actually fly the planes and bring the passengers in and out of Heathrow. So working with them, we've got to a plan that really is far efficient, is less than half of the Heathrow cost.
So John Holland-Kaye, the chief executive of Heathrow, he said your plans are like the emperor's new clothes. The more you look at them, there's less to see.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind being called an emperor, but at the end of the day, I think, we're very happy. I've always said from day one, we're very happy to work with anyone and everyone. I think for once in life, we've actually got the government and the Secretary of State and the CA. Everyone wants to make it different by getting this underway as quickly as possible. So we're here to make this success, not only for the airlines, not only for Heathrow, but for UK PLC. And we will do everything in our power to work with everyone, including Heathrow Airport. So it's really just to say, we're here. What we do want to do is make a difference, because it's such a huge project. And I think, and there is no harm in having healthy competition.
The latest spanner in the works for the Heathrow plans are all these environmental considerers. How do you shape up on those measures? Well,
I think our plans with all our world-class, world-leading advisors and consultants, we are, if anything, slightly better. We're no worse off than what was there with the Heathrow plan. So I think it's always just trying to make sure that we can deliver a world-class expansion at Heathrow Airport. Because when I came to this country, Ian, back in the 1970s, Heathrow was top of the world. We were the busiest international airport in the world. And over the years, unfortunately, we've fallen behind. And whether it's Dubai, whether you look at Schiphol, whether you look at Madrid, when they want to build runways and when they want to expand, it's not really just about Heathrow or in the southeast. It's actually the benefit it brings to not just leisure, but also the businesses and the connection to the rest of the world.
What's in it for your group, should you succeed here?
Well, I think what's in it for us, of course, it's got to be right for business and everything else. But I think where we've been success as a group, back in the late 90s, when I came up with the idea of the crew hotel, the first ever crew hotel, I never knew nothing about hotels. And people laughed and said, this guy, he was an ex-waiter himself, and what does he know about hotels? And I said, I'm not going to build them, I'm not going to run them, but what I am going to do is bring the best team, the best people on board. And my dream was always, can we build a 4-star hotel with 5-star service at 3.5-star prices? And that's exactly the same principle here.
One of the other points that John Holland-Kaye has raised is, why didn't you put all this to the Airports Commission when Howard Davis was consulting?
I think what we did not want to do was, at that time, there was no firm decision. Is the expansion going to happen at Heathrow or Gatwick or Stansted or whatever part of the country? And I thought it would not be wise for us to come in and try to muddy the water. Let the Davis Commission report, let Howard Davis and his team come up with the decision first. And once they come up with the decision, that's the right time to actually sit there and talk to the authorities. So we've had great support from the DFT, from the government, from the CAA and the airlines. And I think it's a positive thing for everyone to deliver this project as quickly as we can.